there, and welcome here, Danny Nadelko, with this training today. We are talking about, the holiday season, and those of us who are in this chat, we all celebrate Christmas, most of us. Yeah, we do, right? Yeah, so we know that things are crazy, right, Maria?
Yes.
Yes, and thank you for taking the time, guys, for being here because I know that either you guys are shopping or cooking or have family members or are traveling. I don't know where you guys are, but today we're gonna make it a little bit interactive. Can I get the translations, Maria? Do I get it or no?
Not, no.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So I tell me what you guys are doing, and then we're gonna enter into the topic. I had some notes still left from last week, and I think it's gonna be really great. Uh, Let me see. Yes, let me get my notes. They're right here. Do you guys remember what we spoke about last week? And if you don't remember, that's completely fine. How's everybody in Serbia? Tell me. How's everybody in Serbia? Mr. Alexander is here as well. Let me see. Alrighty. So we're just gonna turn off the notifications here so we can. Okay, perfect. Now we do have something that we spoke about last week, and I don't know if you remember, and everybody was like very, very, thinking they were having a lot of good comments. But let me see, perfect. All right, so we talk about, remember? If not, I'm gonna give you a refresher. We talk
We talk
about,
about
go ahead, go ahead.
if with what we have. Mm, oh,
Income.
I don't get the good word. What we argue or what is our problem to get better or to get new customers or what else?
Yes.
What is for everyone else the problem?
The challenge, right? The
The
challenge
challenge.
for getting to get new customers or get new prospects for business, right? Yes. So, but we went then, and remember we went then into, knowing the number. First of all, we talk about the amount of money that will get us to live comfortable, and we
Yes.
talk about the how, like, different people that, we talk about the undercover billionaire, how they focus on getting 3 months of expenses so they could actually think properly and go in full force. So that's what we kind of like talk about. And I have some other notes here, and thank you, Maria, for the reminder. And one of the things right now that's happening is that everybody is in holiday mode. Like, there's people who celebrate it, people who don't, but still people who don't celebrate Christmas, they have they have they have breaks. People take breaks. So we do need to acknowledge one thing. There was, different ideas that we gave about, getting uh new customers and new prospects for business, and I want all of us who are here, which is a very small group, which I like it, because we can actually interact and really be effective with, being one-on-one. I would like for you, while I am pulling up my the recognitions, for all of you to get us to know what is the biggest thing that has happened to you in this year, and what can you improve? We already talked about the numbers. For you, Maria, is 10,000 euros. I know that for Alexander, because I remember, same thing, like 10, 20 grand a month. But I want you to really, you don't need to tell me the number, Maria. or Alexander or Ilona or anybody. But think about how much money you actually have to what are your fixed expenses, and why am I saying this? Because you need to think in terms of, let's say, I don't know, there's people that have another job. Like there was like Jellica that was participating last week, and she said she had her job and she made such and such amount of money. So let's say that all in all, just put the number in your head. Don't type it, because I don't want to just pull out anybody and embarrass anybody, or put on the spot. But I'm just thinking about myself. Whenever I was building, from scratch, when I started, I remember that I did this strategy, which is from many mentors. I took it from Jim Rohn back then, and that is that got all of my expenses. He said, don't stress, but get information. He was big on this. Like the reason why we're fearful in network marketing and in actually building our business, it is because we get fearful, right, Maria? We do get
Mhm.
fearful. We don't think that things are gonna work out because maybe we had a good month, 2 good months in the year, 3 or 4, but we don't have a goal. But whenever, we want to create stability, instead of living into the cutting expenses here and there and everywhere. I was listening to Grant Cardone yesterday, and I listened to this podcast that I'm probably gonna give to you guys so you can. I'm gonna try to see how we can put it on YouTube so we can have it translated by YouTube. But it's powerful because whenever we understand that, let's say, I don't know, maybe some of you have your fixed expenses, which is, your home, your light bill, all of your utilities, and the internet and everything. Maybe you have it covered. I don't know. But back then I needed to know my number and how much I spend on food, how much I spend on gas and everything, so I could know how fast I needed to run for me to be able to have, for me, my big thing was to have from 6 to 8 months backed up. And I'm gonna tell you why. Not backed up, but in the bank, or cash available for potential investments. But more than anything, for you to have a peace of mind that when you're building, you're okay. You're not subject to somebody saying no to you, because you're gonna get disappointed. You're going to get rejected many times. The rejection doesn't come to you; it comes straight to the opportunity or the product. But one sell is not going to make or break your month. Thank you, Alexander, for turning on the camera. Appreciate that. Hi, Militza. I see you on the background, girl. Say hello to her. So, anyways, the thing here is that I was listening to Grant Cardone yesterday, and I'm gonna expand to what we were talking about last week, which is, knowing your goal, your immediate goal, and going after it. Because the saddest part to live, and I'm gonna tell you that I live like this even while I was doing network marketing. And I'm gonna be very real. I'm not going to be here with you telling you that it's all sun, rainbows, and sunshine and rainbows, because it's not. While I was building, I also ran out of money. I ran out of cash because I was not financially literate. I started buying, you know, shoes and clothes and all kinds of things. Like if I was a brand new kid with money. And when we come down to this number that we were talking about, I want you to come back to this number in your head and think, you know what? I have 2 months, covered. My income, my check from NH Global covers, all my expenses, and it leaves me with some room to breathe so I can start stacking up for opportunities, or, for me to have in the piggy bank, which means for an emergency. So I'm gonna tell you what I did and what I listened also from Grant Cardone. And I think I'm just gonna go straight into getting you some lessons straight from what I learned over the past few years and yesterday. Uh, there is no life. I'm gonna tell you one thing, and I'm not going to give you a bad advice to go and break your bank. That's not what I'm saying. But if you want to do big in network marketing, you need to have big goals. But first of all, you need to have your basics covered, that you know that every single month you're qualifying, I don't know, 4, 5 star partner, 6 star partner. I know that for some people is is normal. It's right, is the norm, is what you do, but for some people it's not. But let's say that we qualify for whatever star partner that is most comfortable for us so we can know that we have everything covered. Okay. So I think that is much easier for anybody. Wouldn't you agree? Just type here in the chat yes or no. If you know that you can have all of your expenses paid and more, not depending on your job, because most of you have either a job, some of you are 100% on NH Global, some of you have different things. But wouldn't it be easier, and type here in the chat yes or no, for you to have your number covered? Your number, yes. Because then you're not depending on the rejection. Because I'm going to be very honest with you. Honest. The people are going to reject you every single day. So when people say, well, I talked to everybody and they said no, well, again, go and meet more people because that's the norm. The norm is that you are going to have to go through a lot of numbers, but you need to think in terms that this is not forever because you are going to build a team. There was one thing that Grant Cardone was, saying on this piece of material that I was listening to yesterday, that he made a lot of money while going and speaking and doing events and putting miles and being on the road. And he said, guys, I made most of my money on events, but it was not scalable. He was saying it like that, and I've listened to some of his videos, and the reason why he got a plane because he got tired, he got sick, he got spine pain at some point from traveling so much. Yesterday I was listening to an audio, and he was saying that this was his biggest income. Now, I told you last week that events and meetings and having, people try the product coming to your home. I gave you an idea about, and I don't see it here. I think I don't have it here anymore. I had the You Glow. You can have cocktail, like beauty cocktail parties. Yes, can meet with your friends, and you can make some, you glow in a beautiful cup, and you can meet with your friends for coffee. And you tell them, I want to invite you for some cocktails, non-alcoholic, but we're gonna have fun and we're just gonna chat. You chat with your friends. I gave you so many ideas so you can gather up with friends, talk about life, and they're gonna ask you about the drink, and then, oh, you ask about it. You want to know more? Yeah, this is the benefits. These. And they're gonna be like, oh, okay. And then you tell them, and it's just really great because whenever I share this, I make money. And they're gonna be like, oh, you turn your gathering into a presentation. So it's great. Events are great. I'm gonna tell you, and you might be overwhelmed when I'm telling you that a lot of people are gonna reject you. Yes, that's the reason why you need to constantly connect with people. I network and purpose. I measure this year, last year, I got 40 friends within our family, from church to coffee shops to everywhere I went, around just the last year. I did some Christmas cards, just right before Christmas, and I send out, a beautiful picture so people have me on their head. Some of them mail back those things this year. This year, I had approximately 10 new solid friends, connections, either online or, offline, but all of them got a card from me here, those who are living here in the US. Right now, I'm just sowing the seeds. I'm sowing the seeds. And I'm going to tell you that whenever I give you this piece of advice that you don't need to be disappointed because they're gonna reject you and you need to go and learn how to meet new people, is because you will need it, but not ever, like not forever. I'm just trying to make a point because Grant Cardone said one thing. Yes, you need events, but you can't not live forever out of events or out of meetings because you're gonna get tired. It's not scalable and you need a team. That's why at the beginning of your years or your year or your 3 or 4 or 5 years that you are actually, doing business to start with the network marketing, especially in NH Global, you're gonna put in a lot of miles, which means presentation, coffee shop presentation, cocktail meeting, and another cocktail meeting, a Zoom call. You're gonna go and travel to see one team, and maybe as you grow, you're gonna do an event in one city, another event. You're gonna get tired, yes. But the point is, you need to get to know enough people, and every year you need to evaluate what you did that was amazing that I asked you at the beginning of the call, and what you could change. Now, going to the lesson. First of all, you need to network with purpose. I go to church, yes, because I love Jesus and I love God and I'm a person of faith, but I network on purpose because I know that at some point somebody's going to connect me. Maybe not right now, maybe not today, but as soon as I have the window of opportunity, I'm going to go in full force if somebody is open. I network with purpose. In coffee shops, when I meet people in different places, I'm just really nice. I'm not a perfect person, but I try to be the nicest I can when I meet people so I can network with purpose. Then I get a contact information. This I got from the author of the book. I read this when I was 14 and it really stuck with my heart. The book is called how Learn How to Swim with Sharks. Let me see if I can still find it. And I learned this lesson from this book, and even before I was like serious in network marketing. Learn how to swim with sharks. And book. It is Swim with the Sharks Without Being Eaten Alive. I'm sorry. It's from Harvey Mackay. Oh, I didn't know it was Harvey Mackay that did the book. Okay. So, Swim with the Sharks Without Being Eaten Alive. Harvey Mackay. I'm gonna type it here. And I learned this lesson. Uh, he was showing in the book that you can actually, let me see, let me just, because I don't want to just give you a link and you might, I just want to give you the title, and you go and look it up on your own, because I don't know if Amazon delivers to different places. So the whole point of this idea is that you need to be sure if you are in sales. Now, I'm gonna tell you one thing. You don't like sales, that's fine. Many people like, Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, Cardone, and many people don't like sales. I do. If you do like to make sales, if you enjoy the process like I do, I see every single part and I know it's like a video game. It's like, oh, they're gonna say no, they're gonna say yes, or and I know already the questions. They're gonna ask these, and probably they ask these because they have no money. So if they have no money, then I just need to lower the pressure. This is how I work, and then tell them, that I can come back and revisit in the next 15 days, and so on and so forth. So if you have the mindset of knowing how to sell and enjoying it, it's a plus. If you don't, you can still work with that. But what I'm trying to say is that every single day of your year, you need to come out to the end of the year knowing that you have more connections. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. You can throw me in any country. I will learn the language, maybe halfway there, I will learn it. I will get to know people and I will get connections. And I do that every single where I go because when you have connections, this is what makes you successful. Now, why do I say this? You go and take a look at all of the artists on, I don't know, on the movie shows or on the music arena and things like that, and even on sports. They are where they are. Yes, they have some talent, but they have connections. There's no saying why Luka Doncic ended up where he is. His dad, on purpose, when he was probably 9 years old or before, they started taking the kid to different places to be seen. Same thing with Taylor Swift. Her parents invested in her. Now, where she's at? Does she sings amazingly, beautifully, like super duper more beautiful than Whitney Houston? No, she does not. If you go to any of the shows here in Nashville, you go and listen to different musicians. I can sing better than them. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, and I know we have a musician here, so you get a piece of advice. Network, network. Nobody will take away that from you. They can take your bank account, they can take every single thing. A person can come and sue you, or whatever you might go through. You might go through, I don't know, different challenges in life. But one thing I can guarantee is that nobody is going to take away your network. Nobody will. Because it's right here and it's in the heart. If you cultivate, friendships. Another friendship I cultivated this year. I'm gonna tell you, we are slowly advancing. I'm getting to know the culture here. Been focusing on the things in the company. But I'm telling you, I'm right now, at this point, I am very connected in this community. So the opportunity comes, I go full force. And that's how you need to think. You need to think local and then go global. First of all, local and then go global. This connection, this friendship turned out to know a person, a lady that is the running for governor here. And then another person that is the mayor of, this area. And things like that. So what do you do? Then I tell them, hey, we have supplements, have a company and we do this. People get to know. But you need to network with purpose. Every single thing you do. Don't just go to parties or to gatherings just to drink and just not forget about everybody else and have a good time. I'm sorry, but when I go somewhere, I am well dressed because people are gonna look at you. People will talk to the person that is the best well dressed person in the room. They will go and actually go and compliment the person. That is why I overdress. Sometimes, I overdress. People come and say, hey, your dress looks so beautiful. And I say, well, thank you, ma'am. And I say, well, you're beautiful as well. So what's your name? I make a conversation. That is how I meet people. So when people tell me, well, Danny, you don't need makeup, you don't need this, you don't need that, you don't need, the shoes, you don't need the dress, you don't need the coat, you don't need anything. Well, I do because that's my business. That's how I meet people. That's how people, when people compliment me about my shoes, about my tennis shoes that are like very shine, my outfit, that's an opportunity for me to connect with this person. That's how I see business, and that's how you need to network with purpose. The short lesson on that, network with purpose. So you can meet more people. There's an amount that is unlimited of people that you can meet if you network with purpose. You need to. You need to. Your face. That's why get your bodies, get sunscreen, get you glow. How you look is how people see you. The way you dress, if your shoes are falling apart, I am very sorry, and I'm going to go to the other part of the lesson with Grant Cardone. I'm very sorry, but you're never going to save your wallet up to success. The more you save, the less that you can be successful. You're gonna be like, Daddy, I've never heard that. No, in network marketing, and this goes to Jim Rohn, and I go to Jim Rohn and Grant Cardone. You need to have big goals. Big goals. This is the second lesson of, the today, and I'm gonna go to recognitions in a minute. But you need to network with purpose. That's number one. Second one, you need to have big goals. The big goals will have the stability in your business. So you see where I'm going, right? Step one is how to get prospects. How to get prospects? You need to look good. You need to feel good. You need to, act as if you are already the person you want to become. And that is the very first part that Eric Worre teaches us and you and everybody else, and not only him, but many mentors. Get contacts. You need them. So that's the very first. Second one, you will never save your way to success. So get big goals. Get big goals means and if you teach it to your team, they will always be working. They will always be, producing, having volume, having new customers, having everything. Why? Because once you open up And Maria, you girl, you went to a hotel that opened up your mind, didn't you? You didn't even know that those things were out there, right, girl? There were
Yes,
things you saw. There were things you saw because I looked at this hotel that only movie stars get to experience. So that's what I want you to understand. You need to put yourself in a position that is scary. Yes, that's the terror barrier. The terror barrier is that I don't deserve the hotel. I don't deserve the shoes. I don't deserve. You need to have big goals financially, for you to have a stable income. Because if you don't have big goals, I am very sorry, but saving on your shoes and on your purse and saving on other things that I don't think that are going to benefit you is gonna keep you broke. Why? Because you're gonna keep on saving. Oh, I'm not gonna have Starbucks because oh, there's too much. I'm not gonna have this, and I'm not gonna have the new shoes. Face it. When you have a good life, you produce more because you need money to actually buy nice stuff. You need money to go to nice hotels. How can you get money? You do more sales. You do get more customers. You do get more prospects. That's how you do it. You don't do it by saving money. That is the secret. That's the second one. Prospects look good, network and purpose. Second one, you need to have big goals. Yes, now that you have all of these big goals, get at least one. Go for one. Go and see how it feels to get one nice stuff. You're gonna criticize. Yes. I just don't mind. I'm not telling you to break your bank and not pay your rent or your mortgage or your food. No, that's not what I'm saying. Work for that. After you have everything you need, work for that specific goal because you're gonna expand your mindset. That's how it is. Now, going to the training of Grant Cardone, this is from Jim Rohn. Now, going to the other part of what I was telling you, I believe that being a person that is always in fear is not going to benefit you. If you're in fear of, oh, they're going to say no. If you're in fear of, I'm going to lose the team members because they're going to another company. If you're always in fear, you're never going to get anywhere. So you need to be fearless. So let's face it, you know, prospects, goals, being fearless. You need to be fearless in every single part of your area of your life, in every area. You need to be fearless in terms of taking action. And if there's something that's gonna happen, it's not up to you. You need to think in terms of positive. You need to talk to prospects as if they are already wanting to join your business. You need to talk to your customers and guide them as if they really want to buy the product. Because I'm gonna give you an example. Whenever you are talking to a customer who is on the verge of buying something online or offline, maybe you're together there, maybe you have the product and you have it handy and they just want to buy it before registering, you're gonna tell them, very simple. You want to pay cash or how do you want to pay for this? You want to pay cash right now or do you want to put it on a credit card and we can order online? I can give you the product right now. You ordered it, send it to me, and then I register you. You pay the company, and I give you the product, and I receive it later. You always need to think and talk to customers as if they're already buying. When you talk like that, it's different than if you say, well, what do you think? Would you like to try it? You don't even open the opportunities for them to say yes. You are opening the opportunities for them to say, well, let's do it any other day. You don't have a strong call to action. You need to always be fearless. If they say no, don't be embarrassed. If they think that you need money, yes, you do need it. Stop this thinking. Have you ever thought about it, Maria? That, oh, they're gonna think that I'm broke or I'm poor. Have you ever thought about it? I have. I'm gonna tell you what. Be shameless. Be shameless. Like if they think that you need it, well, for them because you need it. You need the money for whatever. It's not the problem, but you need it. So you shouldn't be ashamed of that at all because that's the you're right. As a person that is engaging in business, it's your right to get money. I mean, come on. For whatever you need it, for food, for shoes, for blowing it up and smoking, whatever, but you need it, you know? And this is what I say always. And I'm sorry guys if you like smoking, but I think that you just I mean, get like a 10 bill, a 10 euro bill and just blow it up. Like, shh. I mean, it's funny. But that's how I see smoking. Anyways, um, let's go to the last part, which is right now, this is where the lions are taking action. So you have, the first part, which is get prospects. You know already your numbers from last week. We were big on that training. Big goals, be shameless and be fearless. Because you know what? They're not gonna pay your bills. And the four part, number four, you and I need to go into action. Action, taking action right now, even action that is halfway, half-ass, like we say it. I'm trying to clear my mouth, because that's one of my purposes of these next few years. But uh don't do that. Just do it. Don't just expect to do it perfectly because 20 minutes a day of doing contacting, messaging, following up, saying hello, saying Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whatever you want to say, it's better than doing nothing. Right now, the family, Maria, Alexandra, Mabella, Stefan, Nicola, Ilona, and all of you, people are going to pull us down. Like those of us who have family members or we celebrate Christmas and New Year's. There's a lot of things going on. The Christmas tree and this and that. And those of you who celebrate it any other day, but it's the same. It's the same. We have a lot of things going on. What we need to do is we need to adjust. We need to compromise. Yes, maybe I don't, maybe I won't go to the gym, but I'm gonna work out here. Maybe I will wake up a little bit earlier so I can get more things done. Maybe yes, I'm gonna go with the family. I'm gonna go shopping. I'm gonna spend time with them. But then I'm gonna come and then I'm just gonna finish contacting and following up with people. I'm gonna finish telling them, or while I am in the go, I'm going to take my phone and I'm gonna text them about, this and this and this and this and this. Different things we can do. Action today. Don't wait until the new year. Don't wait until you read all of the resolutions you made last year and you're all depressed by today. I'm going to tell you one thing. Don't do it. Don't engage in those things. Yes, I have different goals. Evaluation is key, as I told you at the beginning, but it's not what you need to be doing because you need to go into action. Action, because the big goals, as I was telling you, which is, part number two of this session, they need to be big goals, not for the year, but for life. You need to have life goals. You need to have also yearly goals, weekly goals, whatever, but you need to focus on the main purpose. And action, I'm going to tell you one thing. You don't need to care if people say that your pictures don't look professional. Nobody wants to join somebody that is fake. Nobody wants to join somebody that manicures every single thing. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the moment that you realize that you need all of these apps and all of these things and all of these websites and you need to have all of this piece of equipment, that's when people won't join. I'm going to tell you my first ring light. I made my own first ring light. So my parents, when they see the studio, they're like, remember when you were younger and the ring lights didn't even come out yet. They didn't haven't even come out yet. And I went with my dad to get some lights, and with some different pieces of material, I assembled my first lights for my lives. And it looked like a kid's kit. It was ridiculous, but it worked. And I didn't care. And people asked me, so what do you do? Because the ring lights weren't even in the scene. And I told them, well, I just went to the store, to the electronic store about this, and this is how I did it. And they're like, oh, that's really doable. So people on my team starting doing those things. So you need to be real, taking action with your resources. What you have right now, you might not have, all of the, big studio things. You don't need it. To take a picture, you don't need it. You don't need all of the apps. You don't need to come out with a um filter. Ladies, I don't have filter. I try to do good lighting, but I do use butters. That's my filter. That's when they ask me, the shiny stuff right here. You see every single part, all of the wrinkles. People need to see the real you. People need to see the raw you. People need to see how you come out and show up to the world, because they don't want to see a person that is, I don't know, maybe in Italy, I'm saying with Amabella, and then they get to meet you, they come and they see you in an event. Oh, you look different. You don't want that. You want somebody that actually knows the real person. You don't like to show yourself on camera, that's completely fine. It's a disadvantage for you, but you need to be every single place. In every single place, you need to go to groups, you need to meet people online, offline, and take action. What are the things that are going to make you the money? And then I'm going to go to recognitions in a second. It is conversations, it is meetings, and it is follow up. Those three. Those three. Conversations, meetings, and follow up. What do I mean? Conversations is when you get to meet people. Meetings is, when you meet for coffee or different things. That's when the real dough happens. It doesn't happen in a Zoom meeting. No, it happens in the coffee shop. It happens in your home. It happens in the restaurant. That's when business happens. And the third part is following up with those people who said no, or said, well, I need information, or I'll do it, but I need to get paid. That's where you need to be doing every single day. Every single day. If you don't have conversations, you don't have business. And right now is the best time. You're gonna be saying, but Danny, right now everybody has spent their money. Right now we're all just, oh, there's a lot of family coming. There's a lot of family stuff, man. I'm having to go to such and such house, and man, this is where business happens. This is where connections happen. This is where you go and you show up your real self to your own family, and you tell them why you're doing the business. And you tell them your vision, and you connect with them, and they might even join you. They might even help you. Your kids, if you're saying, well, my kids are too old, too young, or they don't care about me, if you connect with them, they will join your vision. They will be with you. They will be your team. This is the best time of the year for prospecting, for onboarding your own family, for having the best, biggest month. Why? Because this is when everybody's open. So I want to leave you with this before I go into recognitions. Action is the name of the game. Action. Action is what we need to be taking every single day. Action is where, the rubber meets the road. And action doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be, all beautiful and all amazing. No, it needs to be raw. If you want to go fast, if you want to build a large organization, you need to be raw, and you need to actually get people to see your real side. And maybe for some people, this is scary, right? How many of you think this is scary? That, oh, they're gonna get to know me. I don't think that they want to know me. Yeah. Yeah, I think the same. But if you work on yourself, if you work on yourself, on the person you are, you're never gonna go wrong, because you're gonna make not just money, but a whole bunch of connections, and this at the long run is the best. So I'm gonna show you some of the recognitions before we end up this call. We have our top enrollers, and you need to really pay attention to our website. Very soon there's gonna be some surprises happening, but look at this screen. We do have Edina Memovic from Germany with 3 personal customers, 72 business volume. We have Mirjana Nikolic from Serbia, 2 customers with 327 business volume. We have Aldina from Germany with 2 customers with 324 business volume. We have Jasna Pilic from Serbia with 2 customers. Dafina from Montenegro with 2 customers. We have Arnesa from Bosnia and Herzegovina with 1 customer. Edina Sornic from Bosnia as well with 1 customer. We have Ramilla from the United States with 1 customer. We have Maya from Serbia with 1 customer. We have Mirsada from Serbia with 1 customer. And we also have our rank advancements. We have Lordian from, partner to 1-star partner. We have Marina Burkic. Did I say it right? I think so. Did I say it right? Yes or no? Okay. From Croatia, from partner went to 2-star partner, and Marica from Serbia. I'm not gonna try to pronounce something. I'm gonna mess up probably. From partner to 1-star partner. So congratulations, everybody. Right now is the time to go into action with purpose, to network with purpose, to take advantage of using the products in front of everybody. And if I was you, if I'm building seriously, I go get a family pack of whatever, of enhance or refine, or I get me 2 or 3 products of butters or 1 extra product, and I have it handy with me. Why? Because you're gonna make sales. You're going to meet people. You're going to get to know other people if you're engaged, if you are in the mode of taking action. So I'm gonna leave you with this. I don't know if there's any questions. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Amabella. Conversations, meetings, and follow-ups are the souls of our business. Yes. Thank you, Alexander, also for the kind words. And I leave you with this. Go have everybody celebrates Christmas here. I don't want to be disrespectful. Yes or no? Just type it in the chat. Yes. Maria, yes. Alexander, yes, but not during this season. Ilona, yes. Stefan, yes or no? Amabella, yes or no? Pierina. Okay. Yes, everybody does. Okay, so Merry Christmas. Celebrate it. Right now is the time, the season where people are open in their heart. Give them a hug. Don't just do it for business, because what you do with honesty and sincerity will pay back to you as a human being. And this has nothing to do with religions. If you do good for people, people are gonna be doing good for you. Maybe not the same person, but other people. Whatever you put out there in intention to other people is going to come back to you. If you have good intentions, if you're a good person, if you really want others to do good in life, this is going to come back to you. So go and give a lot of hugs. Go and connect, yes, for business, amazingly, but get people to know your heart, because that is what New Hope Global is all about. We want to give hope to people, not only with products, not only with, the opportunity we have, but also with personal development, with us showing up to this world to make it better, to give hope to people and say, well, you know what, had a bad day, but I think that, Ilona was a great person. I think that this lady I just met, Maria, man, what a beautiful lady. This is what the really, 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 really version of our mission is, to improve your life. And Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and enjoy it. Have a good day. Bye bye for now.